Welcome to part 28 of Wind Waker. Now we're back in the main room with the fog, and since both Link and Medley have a mirror shield of sorts, it's time to solve the puzzle of this room. There are two things of sunlight that are coming from the ceiling, and what you have to do is, as Medley, reflect her harp at one of the eyes of this face right here, take control of Link, and use his mirror shield to reflect sunlight onto the other eye. And when that is done successfully, this statue here will light up like the sun, and it will clear up not only the fog, but it will reveal a staircase showing us the way further into the dungeon. Yay! And boy, that smile's creepy. I mean, I can just, if that thing could talk, I can imagine it saying, "Can you feel the sunshine?" And insert Tails doll reference here. Thank you. Anyway. Basically, I was just getting supplies and stuff. Anyway, going down this pathway, we will eventually encounter a new variation of an old enemy, blue bubbles. Yeah, those skulls with blue auras around them. Now, if they touch you, it'll be like if you were going into the fog. It will disable your ability to use items and such. But they can be defeated using ice arrows and your sword. Now, I'm going to let you know, folks, I spent a lot of time trying to kill these guys because, well, I hate things that fly in the air in general. But eventually, I don't want to waste time and arrows, so I just get going. And of course, underneath that bridge is more of that item disabling fog, so you don't want to fall down there. No, 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 no. Now, I did manage to defeat one of the bubbles off screen, but here's the other one come chasing me. But thankfully, I whipped out the Wind Waker, and look how it just stands right there frozen as I pretty much conduct Medley in the Earth's God's lyric. And because the blue bubble is right there, its cloud is blocking most of the screen right here, and that's actually kind of interesting. Well, anyway, we have to play. Medley has to play here to remove this stone slab so we can go even further into the temple. Whoop-dee-doo. And of course, the blue bubble just says, screw it, just go. And that's exactly what I'm doing. Alright, in this room, we will encounter the revamped Re-Dead. As you can see here, the Re-Dead are more like your voodoo zombies, as opposed to like Night of the Living Dead, flesh-rotting zombies. Now, of course, these guys here will stand up if they sense your presence. And I don't know if I mentioned this, they are blind, as it were, but they can hear you, so if you like move towards them or anything, they will come towards you. Oh, God! See, that's why I don't want to encounter them. That shrieking... Oh, jeez. Anyway, 3 bombs will take care of these guys, no problem. So... But, honestly, the Re-Dead of Ocarina of Time had this women's wail thing, and this one has a kind of an elephant-like shriek, as you just heard. I mean, I don't know which is worse. Viewers, would you like to comment on this? Well, anyway, they're dead now. We can move on. Anyway, as you can see here, there are a few ways we can go right here. But first, there's some sunlight, and at this point, use the mirror shield to reflect the sunlight onto the mirrors to disintegrate the statues blocking the doors. And of course, don't forget this one too. And there's a mini statue that will that we have to disintegrate on top of the block, because we need to use this block in order to get to the door up there. So that's kind of interesting. Okie dokie. Of course, we have to get a small key. Whoop-de-freaking-do. Now, should I go left or right? I'm going left first. By going this way first, we're going to set up a puzzle that we're going to solve later on. First of all, there's more of the fog. And a Floor Master. Well, here's the thing with Floor Masters right here. They will sometimes, if they're like objects like skulls or rocks, they will actually grab these items and hurl them towards Link. And here's the thing. If you toss a bomb at a Floor Master, they will grab the bomb and toss it back at you. So, that's nice. Ugh. See? There it is, trying to throw a skull at me. Alright, what you want to do here is move the mirror block, mirror statue, over to this position right here. And then you want to go up and pound the peg right here to release a thing of sunlight into said mirror shield, which will pour into the room on the other side of the grate. But we'll get to this point later on in this playthrough. So yeah, Floor Masters, annoying, aren't they? And I will show you how annoying they can be in just a bit. But which do you think is worse, folks? The Floor Masters of previous Zelda games, or these Floor Masters right here? I mean, essentially a hand descending from the ceiling to grab you, or a hand coming from essentially a black hole. Which is worse? I ask you. But I ramble on. I'm never going to get used to that whole fog thing. Okay. In this room, we will be going through a little maze, as it were. There's more of the fog, but there are also Floor Masters in certain areas. And now the goal is to get to the other side where the treasure chest is without encountering a Floor Master, excuse me. And here's what you do. Go the way I'm about to go right now, and you'll be safe. See, just go right here. Although you can barely see the Floor Masters. So yeah. Now, once we get this small key in this chest, the fog will dissipate, revealing all of the Floor Master locations. And now we're going to kill them all. Why? Because there's a treasure chest that will appear, and that treasure chest contains a treasure chart. So, you think it's simple, right? They just pop up, we freeze them, and we whack it with the skull hammer. Yep. Of course, there are variations that will come grab a nearby skull and chuck it towards you, like this one will in just a second. Come on out. And as you can see, I attempt to get this thing, but they're running out of skulls, so it's going to grab me now. And here, folks, I'm going to make an epic mistake right here. I slash the thing, but then as soon as I walk on the hole, it will grab me, and down I go. Alright, Floor Masters, you've embarrassed me in front of my viewers. Now it's time to die. Enjoy the slaughter, folks. Victory is mine. Sweet vengeance. I mean, it's so satisfying to freeze the hands and smash them to bits with the hammer. I mean, too bad they didn't give the fire arrows some kind of special animation when you shoot them at enemies. I mean, it would have been more satisfying to see enemies burn. Burn, burn, burn to the ground. Burn to the ground. Burn! Excuse me. Yeah. And by the way, folks, the Floor Master that grabbed me and pulled me under, it sent me to the room where the bird cage was, and I had to backtrack all the way back here. I mean, it wasn't too far, but it was more annoying. Now, I said before that when you fight mini-bosses in this game, enemies respawn. By that I mean, you kill an enemy in a room. When you go back to a room, the enemy stays dead until you find a mini boss, and at that point the game decides to respawn the enemy. Now, if you are ever taken by a floor master to a random room, the same thing applies. You kill the enemy, they respawn if the floor master grabs you, and yeah, that can be quite annoying, especially if you pretty much want to clear this thing quickly. Remember that block I pushed earlier? Again, thanks to the floor master dragging me under, it kind of reset some things, you know, things that don't stay put with the, you know, you hear the Zelda jingle and things stay put. Well, yeah. Anyway, this room right here, this is the room I directed the mirror and the sunlight to earlier. So, yeah. Anyway, here there are a bunch of Poes and red bubbles. Kill them. Kill them. Kill them. And, of course, as you can see right here, or as you saw, Medley actually got hurt. Wait, does that happen yet? Oh, yeah, right here. That's it. Yeah, Medley actually got hurt. And, ouch. Now, I'm putting her back in the sunlight to be safe, because there are still a couple more red bubbles and Poes to neutralize. And, yeah, Medley, you're cool and all. You are very useful in this dungeon, but please don't point out things that I've already done. I mean, this whole reflective off the shields thing, we already done that. And you know that shortcut we did to get back to that one main room? Yeah. So the one thing I don't understand is killing a Poe, which essentially is killing a ghost. So we're essentially sending these Poes into oblivion because ghosts are essentially dead to begin with. And, okay. I just don't understand. I don't understand this whole thing with the dead stuff. Speaking of which, the reason there is, well, there's a fan thing going around, a fan theory that the reason there are so many dead things, as is Re-Dead and Poes and stuff, and there are a bunch and such things. Well, this place is actually considered a burial ground, a tomb area. I mean, that would explain all the coffins and a bunch of dead things. And Link and Medley are trespassing. Yeah, they're trespassing on a burial ground. And just like in Poltergeist, the spirits and such pretty much want to wreak havoc on the intruders. Yeah. Anyway, to solve this puzzle here, to pretty much essentially go on, we need to disintegrate a certain statue. Now, the way the light is reflected in this room, we cannot directly aim at it from the light source. Instead, we have to use Medley to pretty much shine her beam of light at a certain angle. See, we can't go this way because, well, it's direct. Instead, you have to angle it around here, and then release control of her, and she'll stay put. And then have Link use his mirror shield to reflect onto a certain statue. Not that one. This one. And with that, we can move on forward. Now, honestly, I don't know what's behind that statue. And honestly, I don't care at this point. I just want to move on. Now, in this room coming up, there are a bunch of coffins. And here's the thing with the coffins. If you move close to them, just get out of the way, because when they fall down and break apart, there is the potential for them to hurt you. So, yeah, and some of the coffins contain goodies, like I said. Some contain rupees, there's a magic potion and a heart, and some contain Re-Dead enemies. Now, if you go down this way, you'll eventually end up at a treasure chest that contains 20 rupees, and that geese just died when that thing fell on it, so yeah, it's so satisfying. And of course, I'm being a pansy and throwing bombs at the Re-Dead. But hey, imagine you going into a dark place with these things, having them screech out at you, having you literally frozen in fear, and then they come towards you and practically rape you until you die. That's essentially what this thing is. Of course, you gotta take baby steps. And that thing, I wasn't even close to that one. I was not even close. Alright. Now this one here, this one is, I believe, the last redead of this dungeon. Thank God. I'm bombing you, I'm killing you from a distance. I don't want to get grabbed and molested. And dead. Alright, again, before folks, you want to grab as many rupees as possible. Now here's the thing, sometimes Redead leave those glowing orbs of goodies, as I'm going to call them. And this one, when a Redead dies, it produces a whole bunch of rupees. Hello, score! Yeah! Alright, we're done going this way. And now we're going to go the other way. Now, one of these coffins, in fact the one that is directly in front of me, I mean not this one right here, directly ahead, it contains a Stalfos. Again, bomb them and stun them with the boomerang and, well, the head, and smash it with the skull hammer. Exciting, isn't it? And like that, cue Stalfos. I mean, again, this is pathetic. I mean, the Stalfos, again, of Ocarina are superior to this. You put the Stalfos family to shame, my friend. See? Okay, I'm rambling again, aren't I, folks? Anyway, one of these coffins contains a heart, like I said, and yeah, just clear these two things out so that you'll be free to move on. And there's another stone slab, which means we have to get Medley over here and have her play the Earth God's lyric. La, 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 la. I mean, how strong is Link to carry Medley? I mean, I'm sure Medley is light because, well, she's a girl, but of course, you can also attribute it to the power bracelets. But at the same point, Link did pick up Medley to fly her to Dragon Roost Cavern, and that was before the power bracelets. So your guess is as good as mine. Anyway, behind this stone slab is the path to the boss room. However, we lack the most important item to get to the boss room, the boss key. But don't worry, we're going to rectify that before the end of this video. Now, going down here, there's this room right here is actually this staircase that's actually broken off into a couple of pieces. See, if you go to the left here, you'll encounter another warp jar, and we'll get to that later. However, if you go this way to the right, to the left, yeah, I'm confused on my directions. If you go this way, the way I'm going right now, you see it's broken off right here, and there are vines you can use to navigate, and there's more of that item disabling fog. So you can either get Medley down here by either tossing her, which is risky, or you can just glide down like I did here. Anyway, going through this door right here, we will do a major puzzle here. What we have to do is we have to manipulate the mirror blocks in this room so that ultimately we need to reflect sunlight at a point where we can use the mirror shields to pretty much light up another one of those creepy looking sun face thingies. Now, to get the sunlight into this room, take control of Medley, have her fly up and push the button on top, and then of course between Link and Medley, use the mirror shields to essentially disintegrate blocks and statues that are hiding these mirror blocks. Now I like to comment here on the music right quick. This music here is it's appropriate for this kind of dungeon. I mean, it has a certain creepiness to it. In fact, and all that stuff, and with all that howling and stuff. But at the same time, it's weird having a didgeridoo involved. You know, it kind of makes me feel like I'm in the Australian outback. Good day, mate. And sorry, Australians, if you're watching if you're watching this. So yeah. But you know, when you think about it, we are down under. Yeah, cue the booze. Now, the thing about this puzzle here, it's going to take me a while to get everything set up with Medley getting positioned at certain angles and Link disintegrating blocks left and right. So we're going to speed up the process, and hopefully you'll see enough for you to solve this thing. So let's go. Just like the other's creepy smile face, lining both sides will make it all bright and reveal the way we need to go. And in this case, that door right there we just opened will lead straight to the room with the boss key. Also, by lining up the room, we pretty much made a couple of treasure chests visible. Now, it's possible to do this during this whole puzzle side quest, the mirror puzzle, but it's easier just to light the whole room up and have them decloak. Now, one of them here contains 50 rupees, score, and the other one here contains a joy pendant. Yay. Now, Medley revealed a secret room behind a disintegrated wall here, and in this room here, we can get another treasure chart. Now, this room right here has 3 coffins and sunlight. The goal is to reflect the mirror shield onto one of the coffins, and it will bring forth a Stalfos for us to defeat. All 3 coffins contain a Stalfos, and the goal is we have to destroy all 3 before we make the treasure chest appear that has the treasure chart. Now, it's generally a good idea to pretty much release a Stalfos one at a time, unless you want to be real daring and just go ahead and reflect all 3 coffins to bring forth all 3 of them. But I'm playing it safe. I'm going to destroy them one at a time. Now, of course, you've seen me destroy these things before, so this will be the only one I will show you how. This will be the only one I will destroy on screen. The other 2 I will kill off screen. Of course, there's a block for you to pull out to essentially get back to the upper area so you can reflect more sunlight on the rest of the coffins. So, yeah. Again, this will take me a while, so I edited out the next 2 Stalfos battles, so I won't bore you guys to death. Okie dokie. Now let's claim the treasure chart that I fought oh so hard. Oh no, Stalfo's dragging their big clubs around, moving slow. And all I had to do was chuck bombs at them and destroy their heads with the hammer. Again, I'd like to point out that these things put the Stalfos of other games to shame. Now, of course, if you've unleashed all three of them at once, then we might have a problem because of the whole strength in numbers. And that area down there is a little confined. It's a little tight. So, anyway. Okay, let's go get the boss key from underneath the door where that creepy smiley face is. I can just imagine it now. Of course, it might be a good idea to get your arrows out and switch to ice mode. Enter the door of doom. I can just imagine it saying something like that because, yeah. Of course, in this room, we have a dark nut, no problem. But there are also 2 blue bubbles present. So, it'd be a good idea just to focus on the dark nut right quick, hack it and slash it, and show it no mercy. And, yeah, and of course, we're going to kill the blue bubbles in just a bit. And 1. Dead. Yeah. Alright. And with that, doors unseal, and we can claim our boss key. Whoop-de-doo. Now, of course, the Dark Nut glowing spoil orb thingy has a Knight's Crest, but at this point, the only one that uses Knight Crests are Orca, I believe. Yeah, Orca. But I think we can sell these at Beetle's shop for a pretty rupee, so it might be a good idea to have some valuables laying around to get some cash later on. I'm just saying. Again, I like to point out to you want to get as many rupees as possible throughout the dungeons and throughout the rest of this game, at least to a certain point. And I'm going to stop rambling. And of course, because we left the room and left Medley behind, she will actually reappear back at the entrance door, the way into this room, for some reason or another, because, well, I guess the people who programmed this game decided to, oh, we can't leave this person in the middle of a room where there are potentially enemies that can do damage to them. Let's move them back to the entrance where they'll be safe. Okay, well, at least it saves me the trouble later on, I guess. Alright, now what you want to do here is get as high as you can on this set of stairs. And what you want to do is have Medley fly up to the boss door. And then what we're going to do is climb up these vines, and we are going to pretty much bomb open the yellow warp jar. That way, if anything happens, we can pretty much use the warp jars to come straight here. And this will be the last time we take control of Medley in the game. Well, you were a cool character, Medley. I mean, you were pretty useful. You can fly, you can help Link glide, you can use your harp as a shield, but sadly, all good things come to an end. Now, honestly, that blue fog down there, I don't know what's there. I kind of don't want to know what's there, because usually inside fogs, they're usually kind of creepy things. I don't hear the usual Floor Master whirl kind of thing. So, I kind of don't want to know. But regardless, I don't fall down. So, yeah, folks, we're here. We're at the boss. We're going to the boss. In the next video, that is. And then afterwards, I will proceed onward to the next temple. So, yeah, we're really moving things along here. especially after I've collected a whole bunch of goodies between Forsaken Fortress and now, to help speed things along, you know. And of course, use the Deku Leaf to glide over to the boss door. Now, of course, these pots, well, one of them has magic pots, that makes sense. And the rest of them, for some reason or another, have rupees. That's because one of the pots we've encountered earlier had 3 fairies, so I guess they want to be fair. Anyway, folks, we will face the boss and kill it in part 29. See ya.